tuning into another video. So we got another Kopfjager product here. We're going to be kind of just testing out, show you what it's about. If you're interested in this, in my last review we talked about the K700. Follow the link below. It's going to take you directly to their website, and then use coupon code OVERWATCH15 for 15% off of all of their products. So let's get to it. What we have here is it's called the K.I.L Strap. Now this is two parts. One part I already have on on the tripod. So basically what this does, this gives us a little bit of kind of way to manage the recoil on the tripod. So all we have to do, we already have it hooked up, you just clip this in here. And then the way I like to set this up is I'll just let out a lot of the strap. It has a loop at the bottom. All we gotta do is step on that loop. Now I tend to get it kind of right in the center of my foot. And then the way I like to set up my tripod is kind of I like to get square behind it and have it just kind of with a little bit of a lean, have it right where I need to. And then what this allows me to do is actually kind of use my body weight a little bit and use that to push forward. So you can see that's kind of how I'm leaning. So I'm using my body weight a little bit to push forward into the rifle. So what this is going to do is allow us to pull back. So it's pulling the gun and everything into us. So with the slack out of it, where it's not doing a whole lot, then what I'll do is I'll lift up on my tippy toe and I'll go ahead and pull all the slack out of there. And then I'll step down on it. And with my body weight, what that allows us to do is really maximize that. So now when I'm leaning into the rifle, it's pulling the entire tripod system back into our shoulder. And then from that point, I can get on target. And it takes any kind of movement out of this whole system. And it allows me to use my body for recoil management. So it works out very, very well. And then you can see how much slack I have in there. So if you're, let's say you're really short, or if you're really tall, it's gonna work out really, really well for you. Now let me switch positions and show you another way that I like to use this. Okay, so this is another position that I use quite often. I actually probably use it this way more than I do standing up. Most of the time, unless I'm doing some type of hunting, I'm using a tripod on the range. I'm actually down in this type of position. So normally what I have is on most of my rifles, I'll have a piece of 550 cord with some type of carabiner on the back. In this situation, I don't have one on this rifle, so we're gonna use this just on the back side. On the front side, I've got this attached. I basically just ran this over the legs of the bipod and then kind of stuck it up under there. But what this does is give me a kind of a platform where I can rest my foot on here, and then I can get into a type of seated position. This is what's comfortable for me, but whatever position you're in, and I can use my front foot forward, get into position, and then I'm using this as some downward pressure. Now what this does is this pulls down in the front and in the back, so it's allowing some recoil control front and back on the entire firearm. So in this position, when I get on target, I can still stay nice and square with a little bit of downward pressure. And then there is a nail in the fence that I'm aiming at. And I can get right on that fence, on that nail, and pretty much remove any kind of movement in the system with this. Now typically, if I'm doing without this, what I have to do to minimize any movement is almost basically just free recoil it. And anytime I'm putting my body into it, either the wind is blowing me or there's something going on where I'm getting a little bit of movement. And if you're shooting like sub-MOA targets at long ranges, that little bit of movement's gonna make the difference between a hit and miss. And so this is what I find it works really, really well for me. Almost zero movement completely out of the system. So again, this is the K.I.L Strap from Kopfjager. And it's going to come with the strap. It comes with the front part here. This is the part that goes around your tripod, and it just clips right in here. And it also comes with a carabiner, so it has everything you need to run it however you see fit. Now, I'm sure there's other ways you can run this as well, but these are the two ways that I typically run it. And then I think it's actually designed if you have a if you have a strap on the firearm, then you can actually
Maverick, move.
You can attach.
Jesus.
You can still attach this to the tripod, and then they'll actually clip onto your strap, and then allows you to interlock the two somehow. None of my guns have straps on them. So anyway, again, follow the link below. Overwatch 15 for 15% off all Kopfjager products. Thank you for watching.